see if I can put
You need some airtime for the endorsements and the image, right?
No, I forgot my camera.
Oh. Well, that's
Elliot? How we doing? Okay, you start. Good luck, guys. Good luck to all. Do me a favor, when it gets to Crawford, remember to say Crawford. Otherwise, I'm gonna come over here and do it. Okay.
Right. Yeah. Give them a say.
Can't see.
Hey, John. Okay.
It says HDMI.
Okay.
Good morning, good morning.
What's up,
Good morning, good morning. Morning, good morning, good luck. Yeah. Well.
Oh, I see a backgammon board. Let's go.
Let's go. Hey, we are back in Florida and sunny Miami, and it's very exciting. We're going to make it to the finals today. A bunch of people have lost one match, and they're fighting their way back to try and play David Wells in the finals, which will probably happen late today. I'm joined by Chris Trencher to do the commentary. I'm going to shut up most of the time because he knows how to play backgammon, and I know how to talk. We're going to have a great match here, a great matchup between the famous and fantastic Petco, who is most famous probably for making the finals of Monte Carlo twice. Herb Roman is most famous for being my friend. from Chicago for 40 years, and also he won a tournament recently down in South America and Argentina, and he keeps going back to South America as that's the only place he's been able to win. But he's a very fine player. I've seen him, his PRs are consistently around 4 or under. Petco, you wouldn't be surprised to see under 3. So Petco's certainly the favorite. Let me tell you, though, there's a lot of really great players left. Steve Sachs is still alive. Matt Cohn-Geyer is still alive. Kimon is still alive. I hope it's not going to be an easy final for David. Now, David is undefeated, and I know that a lot of people don't like the idea that the winner from the defeated bracket or the once defeated bracket gets to play one single match for the championship. But there's 3 reasons why I think that's fair. Number 1, David gets extra money for being undefeated. Number 2, the player who gets through the fighters bracket to play David has to win like 4 or 5 more matches than David just to get there. Although David did have an anti-bye in this tournament and still made it to the finals undefeated. If you haven't seen my Facebook post, they got the match back, and the last match that we showed last night between these 2 players, Matt Cohn-Geyer played at 2.67. That's a hell of a great match, except that David played at 2.57. So we saw 2 world-class players play as if they meant it. And any comments there? You watched that match, didn't you, Chris?
I watched a piece of it, and that's really as outstanding as it is. It's not at all surprising because that's the standard that they've set over time. Both of these guys are laser focused, and for me, one of the things I notice is not just the technical skills, but the concentration and the focus and the ability to be at the top of their game consistently, not just having that high ceiling, but hitting it consistently. So that's why it's not surprising to see them at the end, and we see them do so well. And in particular, David, as you know, by background, is more of a money player, and 5-6 years ago probably hadn't put in the work on some of the match niceties with the cube that some others have, but he's really tightened up that part of the game. And so in any given tournament now, he's going to be one of the 2 or 3 favorites to win it.
Yeah, and you might note that David is also a top poker player, and you want to talk about a poker face. Over the backgammon board, I don't know anybody more intense. He looks like he's there to kill you. And I'm one of his best friends, and I played him in L.A. last year, and I thought he was going to murder me. And I was his best friend. He looks like all he cares about is just playing incredibly hard. And if you get a bad roll or good roll, you don't see it. This guy is really intense over the board and focused, and his PRs are showing it.
Yep.
He was my doubles partner in Cyprus. We got to the final 6. And we got all of our matches recorded by Mate and returned, and we played an average of under 3. I'm sure I heard him. If I hadn't been his partner, he probably would have played under 2. But this is how good this guy is playing right now.
We're gonna be on TV, and you took me out.
I didn't make the total decision, but we did it based on looks, and I had no idea you were going to get your hair done.
Okay.
This is Carlos Escante, who is still alive in this tournament, surprisingly. And
Surprisingly is a good word.
and who do you play? Go ahead.
We're ready for you, Petco.
Carlos, who do you
All
play
right,
this morning?
Petco has just walked out and asked for the go-ahead, and we've given it to him.
You play Chemo. Oh, you are being streamed. You're on stream 2 with Chemo. You're on stream 2. Sunny Florida stream. Your friends can watch. And we did it because you look so good. Okay, good luck.
Both good.
Good luck. Go get them.
All right,
Carlos
they're
Escante and Chemo will be on stream 2.
They're taking a seat now, and thank you for that introduction before. It puts me under a lot of pressure because you are consistently funny, and I am not consistently correct in the commentary.
Thank you.
So I got my work cut out.
Easier to be funny than smart.
And just so you know, Herb, a beloved character and a classic U.S. underdog. So I've reminded Petco of what we tell him, despite the fact that we all love him and admire his game. The whole room's going to be rooting against him because it's Herb.
Right. And if I were to name the top player who's the most congenial, friendly, nice guy in the world, I'm sorry, Chris, it's not you. It's Petco.
Yeah.
You're a great guy too, but Petco is just always so even,
I-
happy and nice.
I didn't think it was me. I've said, I've said, just we're straying a little bit here, but I've said that if we asked people in the backgammon community to just name their 5 favorite people for any reason that they want it to be, they admire their game, they admire their personality, they admire their effort, just pick it for any reason you want. I do think the name that would appear most often is probably is probably Michi, but I think that Petco would also be on that list.
Well, Petco's right here, so
Petco's, I'm
watch
paying
what
you
you
a
say.
compliment, by the way. Yeah, I'm paying you a compliment. So
Thank you.
yeah, I'm on the air, so I'm.
Okay.
Petco, any thoughts about this match? What are you planning to do differently against Herb Roman?
Oh,
It's the great Herb
I'll
Roman.
just play my game. He's a very good friend, and no matter what happens, I'll enjoy the match.
There you go.
All right, have fun. We always like watching you, Petco.
So I
Great
was
guy.
saying that I think that if everybody were to just name their 5 favorite people in backgammon, the name that would probably appear most often is Michi, but I think Petco would be very high on that list as
Yeah,
well.
I think Mochi's up there too, and you can't forget Akiko.
Yeah. Oh, what happened?
But that's just real
Oh, okay.
just flashy.
All right.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. We've got Herb playing the silver checkers and Petco playing the blue checkers. Oh, good. They show Petco's name on the bottom,
Okay.
which is where he belongs.
Okay.
9-point match. Dice on checkers do not count,
Not count.
and they're playing responsible moves, which means if your opponent makes a silly play and it's to your advantage, you can leave it. If you don't like it, you can make them correct it.
All right, Herb off to a nice start here now. He's got 1 checker back versus 3 and the better structure.
And the super 5-point. This is
But this is gonna
almost an equalizer.
almost an equalizer. In fact, maybe an equalizer because Herb does have a few awkward numbers now. That went over the bar.
They're playing with a chess clock, 12-second delay. You get 12 seconds free, and then if you use up your time on your clock, you lose the match. And we've seen several matches where the players got down to less than a minute and
would've
had a
given-
rush.
I think I would have given Petco the 8 and the 10 there and played 13-8, 13-11 because that builder on the 11 is your best risk reward builder in terms of making the bar point, but not really being exposed to much. The double 4s is a great shot anyway, and the 6-4 is duplicated. So I'm not sure, but I think I would have played.
Well,
the
the
2 down
fact
on top.
that he's outboarded it made him play a little safer.
Yeah, yeah,
I understand that.
for sure.
That's a great role. That's a great role to be able to run with that 6-5. That's one of his best.
Probably his single best, other than maybe double.
And this is a
fives,
great role for
double threes.
Petco.
Yep.
That outside point is going to cause some problems. I wouldn't dream of doubling here with
No,
5
no.
checkers on the midpoint.
No, way too many
Oh.
bad numbers. 6-3, 6-5, 4-3. You have to stack. Let's see what else. 6-3, 6-5 off the top.
Yeah, and Herb's just rolling. It's very appropriate. 6-4
Has
makes
to
it
make the deuce
2.
point.
You either do that or leave a shot. You don't
Yeah.
want to leave a shot when you're outboarded and when you're winning the race.
Yeah. All right, so let's do a quick count here. 39, 69, 91, 107. Petco has 133, 65, 81, 105, 115, and Herb has 119. So Petco's not going to make this play. He's
By
either
the way, there's 5 checkers on each of the opponents on each side, which means there's 15 checkers. You can just compare the two sides and see instantly that Petco's losing.
Yeah, so Petco's going to put that back, and he's either going to slot his 5-point or he's going to bring the 2 down from the midpoint. He doesn't really need the midpoint now because the 15-point that he's made is a better holding point. But for now, it's fine to save it and play 6-5 in the manner he did. And now Herb rolls one of his bad 6s. So he's got nothing. Oh, he could play safe. He could clear the 8-point, but that's a very ugly
Yucky.
play. I think I would make this because this will give him enough structure. The 3 is duplicated to hit and cover. And Petco misses. Now he'll bring the 13-point down. Okay.
And a lot of players fail to bring the 13 down here. Your alternative is burying checkers where you don't want them. So you keep your checkers in play this way.
Right. For example, you could sit there and say, I'm going to maintain my midpoint and make the ace point, but then next time you're going to have to clear the midpoint anyway, and you will have not. then
And you've
built
made
your
the
structure.
damn ace point.
And then you made the damn ace point, so it's important just to look a roll ahead.
I don't think this
Herb
could
should not-
possibly be a double.
Herb should not double this. He's got a few numbers that don't cover. His 6s, he rolls 6-2 or 6-4, he's going to have to play the 6 to the deuce point.
Oh my
wow.
goodness! I don't think this is a good
I
double at
don't-
all.
I don't like
Watch
it.
how fast he takes
Petco's
this
going
cube.
to scoop this, yeah.
Petco thought about 2.5 seconds, maybe less. We don't
And
agree
there's
with
that
this
ba- there's
double
that
at all.
bad 6-4.
Yeah.
All right.
But I understand it. When I play guys like a Petco, I want to be aggressive too, and Herb may be thinking that. You don't just play backgammon against the computer. You're playing against the human, and when you're playing against one of the best humans in the world, you might want to gamble some.
This is not a position. This is Petco's board is too strong for Herb to do anything adventurous here, and he's going to have a treacherous climb home. Petco's going to get many 2 and 4 number shots here because Herb's going to have to put checkers on the lead
Yeah.
blinds on the 8 and 9 point.
I
For
think-
example, right here, he's got to play 13-9, 6-5,
Right.
and Petco's got 6% right here, and they may leave another blot on another roll.
I think that was a good double for Herb if he has a plane to catch. If he's in a hurry. That's the only
And now-
justification
now
I can
Petco's
give.
just caught up in the race.
Oh, yeah. This still could turn out very good for Herb if he can point, make the bar point here or point on the ace or
That's
roll
a great
double
shot.
fours.
That makes the ace point.
Yes.
All right.
And one down,
One
obviously.
down. And now
Pet-
Herb's in great shape unless
Yes.
Petco comes in right now.
So
and
what do
even-
we know about cubing, huh?
Oh, all right. That's
Thank you.
Petco's second best. Comes in, and now he'll play 8-5.
I mentioned that. I think Mochi's one of the nice guys. He just brought me a good coffee from downstairs. What a friend.
Mochi is one of the nice guys.
that's
Okay,
crappy coffee.
and
No,
what
I'm
does
kidding.
Herb do now? He's got to bring it in.
Petco is very happy to come in.
So Petco has 54, 64, 86. Herb has 42, 40, 50, 76. Petco's still down 10. That'll make the ace point. Now he's down 3.
Yeah, Herb needs to hit. When your opponent's holding the cube and it's a race, you have better chances hitting than not. He has no choice here, though.
Herb's not hitting loose at this position with Petco having a closed board, especially if there's a second checker exposed outside. So Petco's not going to come out. Just play 10-4, 5-2.
Really, he's wasting pips that way. I'm thinking about coming out.
Yeah, but
I like this play.
Yeah, but you just lose on aces, and that makes your opponent's roll that don't hit bigger.
But aren't you wasting a lot of pips by not coming out?
Not that much. Let's see. 42, 47,
Wasting 5 pips.
57, 70. And he's got 46, 50. It's 65 to 70. So Herb is up. Herb's probably about 60% in the race with the wastage and being on roll. And his rolls that don't have an ace.
Are you taking into account that Petco's got the cube and that's going to help his race?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing that's wrong with this play, of course, is now if Herb rolls small, he hits, and if he rolls big, that's good for the race.
That's the problem with leaving the ace shot is you make your opponent's non-hitting rolls bigger.
Uh-huh. So it might well be right to waste, but Petco made my play. I would have made this play. Holding the cube, I like the race. He adds 18% to your game.
I would play 10-4, 5-2, but
And he's punished just like you predicted.
no, I didn't say it was wrong. I think it's a close play, and I wouldn't bet on it, but I would have made the other play. Ooh,
Whoa.
5 was up.
We saw the 5, and we were holding our breath as the other. That's why I like to roll one die at a time. That way you can hold your breath and make settlements while the
good
other
news
one's
is
in
Herb
the air.
closes the board. The bad news is he's going to have
He doesn't have to close the board, does he,
boxes,
with this roll?
5s, 6-5, 6-4, 6-3.
Yeah, he
He's
has
got
a-
he's got 8 shot leading numbers if he closes the board here.
He doesn't have to
He
close the
could
board.
play 8-5, 6-1,
I would.
and then he has no immediate shots.
I would not close the board.
So this gets hit. This gets hit about 8% in the next sequence. That was a close play.
You can clear the
And
5.
there now, that's not a
He
shot.
has to
but
clear
it's-
the 5.
Has to clear the 5, yeah. And now he's gonna have even more bad numbers next time.
I didn't like closing the board, I must tell you. Coming in with a 3 was, you don't have a bad roll.
And now he's got to clear another point out of order.
Right?
Yep. So next roll, just about anything without a deuce or an ace is going to leave a shot.
Well,
That's not so great for Petco because
yeah, he's not going to
he's
win
too
the
far
race and he
behind in
can't
the race,
stay.
and this kills his timing.
He either has to break his board or get into a bad race.
All right, so he can
That's
play
a very
10
bad roll.
He plays 10-5, and then he's got to think about whether he wants to come home or break the ace point and wait for a shot. If he waits for the shot, it's 6-5, 6-4, and that's it. Oh, and 5-4. There's 6 shots, so he hits 2 times. So he's got 7. He's got 7% on the hits, but it doesn't always win now with an open 6 points. So he's probably going to win. Let's say he wins about 75% when he hits. He's got about 5% this way. So I guess he's decided his race was worse than 5%. That was a mistake by Herb. He should have played 6-4 and 3 off because now he created 4-1 as another bad number.
Yeah, he
If
played
Pekka
that
was
kind of
gonna-
fast. That,
Yeah, 6-4 3 off was
yeah.
correct because then that he created 2 more bad numbers. Now 4-1. It's the incremental.
Plus, he's got an open 4-point, but
Yeah.
that was a blot either way.
No. But the 4-1 was a swing. Number.
Yeah,
This is
absolutely,
quality number.
absolutely. Big roll here, very big roll, and that's why they call him Petco. Good players hit. Good players hit shots.
Herb, I think, is probably thinking back to that 3-5 play, wondering if it was worth it to get into all this that whole messy structure. But in the end, he mostly cleaned it up and just rolled a bad number at the point where only 6-1 and 5.
He rolled a bad number and got hit. That's a bad parlay. But the better you play, the less bad parlays there are.
So Herb has 15 crossovers, and Petco now has 14.
It's going to be a recube very
Unless
soon.
Herb rolls a big number here, a
It's
big
just-
6.
It's going to.
I mean, Petco's got the gap now, so if Herb rolls a big 6, he can take. All right, this is a redouble, and I think a pass.
I think it's a clear pass.
Yeah.
Herb is traditionally a very slow player and really hated this game when he almost quit when they started using the doubling. They started using a clock. Then he got used to it, and he actually plays reasonably fast with the clock. But if you
Herb's got a disgusted look on his
Yeah.
face, but I'm pretty confident he's just thinking back to the 5-3 play because that's what created the structure. But like I said, he mostly cleaned it up. He just rolled. He came down to the point where he had to roll 6-1 or 5-1 and just rolled it. So
Yeah.
it was just bad luck. He didn't get punished.
I
for
don't
his
think it
play.
was just bad luck. I think it was wrong to close the board.
It may have been.
I think that was, the better you play, the fewer bad rolls there are. And I don't think closing. He isn't going to win a gammon. I didn't like closing the board at all.
So if he takes this, what does Petco have? 6-3, 5-3, 3-2. Is that it? 6-3, 5-3, and 3-2.
I don't see anything else.
I don't see
I
anything
think he
else.
caught him.
So that's
He
two hits.
passed. He
That's
passed.
two hits plus a tiny bit
Yeah.
of raise. You don't have anything close to 20% of the raise of that
Right.
hand, so it's an easy pass.
So we didn't like Herb's double, and I didn't like Herb's play there. And Herb's one of my very best friends. I'm not exaggerating. We've been close friends for 40 years, and playing almost all the time for 40 years. And
Matt
so
is
I'm,
not waiting.
so if I'm a little hard on Herb, it's out of friendship and love, not because I'm trying to be superior or critical. And I'll tell you right now, Herb's a better player than me. So I'm not trying to show off here. I just think he made 2 bad decisions there. Petco made a play that Chris didn't like, the coming out, which I would have done. Prime a pair and hit a blot. He just didn't want him to live with one checker back and just escape without hitting him. Petco hits, comes out. I've lost my partner, Chris Trencher. I think he's got it. He's in the last chance. It's been a great tournament here in Miami. We've had some scheduling problems because of some glitches in the technology, and the artist said, "The hell with this technology. I'm going to the sheets." Put up the big draw sheets, and we're going with that. And I'm sure they'll get that worked out by next year and solve some of the scheduling problems. And we missed some dinners that we wanted to have. But otherwise, it's been an incredibly wonderful tournament. Beautiful boards and great staff. Everybody's very happy. And how do you not be happy in sunny Florida, this beautiful weather with great restaurants nearby and lots of just super sweet people running the tournament? Brought in Arda, a lot of people would say the best tournament director in the world. These are not fun rolls, 5-1. Herb continues to gamble and hit. He's not afraid to take chances, and you have to in backgammon. And Petco continues to pound him and comes down and makes a good point. Now, on the sunny Florida channel, which is our second stream, you'll see a great match with Carla Zacante, who is a local here in Florida that I've been friends with for many years. Nice guy, very nice player, playing Kimon from Germany, who is a well-known world-class player. Do you hit here? Wait a minute. You didn't even look at the hit? I guess you don't need it. I guess the 5 points are more important. Would you have thought about the hit there, Chris?
Not very long. With I already have 2 checkers back to 1, and
Okay.
and Herb's not going to improve his structure this time because he's got to safety the blood. In fact, this might be a double for I'm going to look at this as a double for Petco because he's got a bunch of numbers to extend and make the bar of the 4-point. And 6-3, 4-5, and 6-5 escape the back checker.
I like this play by Herb. I like making the 5 and leaving that blot. He's behind in the race. He's got to do something productive on his side of the board. So you think this might be a double?
I'm just looking at it. I'm not saying it's a double.
I think if he was losing in the score, I would double quickly. At this score, even at 2-0 to 9, I think I would be a little more cautious.
Petco's up 23. He's got a shot. He's got 1-1, 2-2, 4-2, 5-4, 5-2. The threes are a class of number that doesn't work on the 4 points. So a lot of his numbers that don't make the 4 hit the blot. His 6-2 and his 6-6 hit. His 6-3 safeties. He's got a lot of good numbers here, and he's up 23 pips in the race. Yeah, I'll double this.
Okay, so if Herb takes, you're saying there's a lot of market losers. And if Herb passes, it's right to double anyway. And if you're not sure, Woolsey's law says you should double. So everything points to a double.
I think Petco will eventually double this.
The real question is the take.
Yep, there we go.
And he grabs it.
Herb thought about it while we were talking, and he took it. I think that's correct. And that safeties, yep. Notice Petco doesn't, making the 4 point would have helped his position, but not as much as safety. And notice Petco doesn't think about it. He just wants to
This is a super roll for Herb.
deny Herb any play, or he thought he was denying Herb any play. Obviously, Herb came back with the boxes, but
This is a super roll because number 1, he's never going to get gammoned here. And number 2, he's going to be in the game and maybe could get lucky in the race. Race got better for Herb.
Petco's still leading. He just wants to come home. He was up 23, and then he rolled the 5-4 to go 32, and then Herb came back, so it's 8. Petco's leading by high single digits now.
Did you agree with Herb's take?
Yes.
I did too. I like the take. I like the double. Oh,
Wow.
whoops. When you roll double 6 and double 5, that really helps in a race. Did you know that, by the way?
I did. Herb. Petco's sitting there with this. You can see Petco's expression.
Right.
That's as disgusted as Petco looks, but that's Petco's disgusted look.
What the hell do I have to? What do I have to do to win a race when I start out? When a guy
you're
rolls
not going to
double?
get much from Petco, but that's his disgusted
Yeah,
look.
that's right. I always recommend rolling double 5 and double 6 if you're down in the race. That's really it's always helpful. What is he looking at? He's counting. Herb's a pretty good counter. I guess he's still down in the race and wants to hold back. Yeah. Is he really down in the race?
59, 85.
I had a feeling he was up.
60, 86. Hold on. Herb has 42. 59.85, 121. Petco has 51.77, 95, 105, 112. So
He was down in the race.
Herb is down 9 now.
So Herb was right to stay back.
If Herb had been 50%, if Herb had been up 4 or more, anything that was a neutral race or better, he's right to run, because the value, this is a general thing, the value of cube ownership is maximized in a close race rather than a holding game where equity moves slowly from roll to roll, because holding games tend to be rather binary. You're playing for a shot, and either you get it or you hit it, and there's a massive equity swing there, whereas a race can evolve roll by roll, and that's where you maximize your cube leverage. So in that position with the double fives, if Herb is +4 or better, he should run.
Which is another way of saying that holding the cube in a longer race gives you an extra 18%. But if you're not racing and playing a holding game, it's far less than that.
Yep, exactly.
It's a principle that most people don't realize. Even when you put in an XG and it shows you the winning percentage, it doesn't necessarily show you what the cube value is. It doesn't tell you that you're much better off racing when you're holding the cube. So you got to know that. XG doesn't tell you everything.
So Petco is up in the race. He's thinking about hitting and covering, which would give Herb 14 numbers to hit him, which is a lot, because Petco would have a second blot and Herb has a 4-point board. And so Petco could lose a gammon. On the other hand, if Herb were to fan, he's got enough outside that Petco could win a gammon, but I don't think it's going to be right to hit if Petco is still winning the race, which he is, even though Herb.
By the way, hitting also means that Petco could win some gammons himself.
He'll win some gammons and he'll lose some gammons.
Yeah, there's a trade-off. There is a
And,
trade-off.
Of course, he knows that having a small lead in the race is worth less when Herb has the cube. So this is 30, 40, 47, 81. Petco has 107. Herb has 54.
This is not an
71,
easy play for me.
89,
I don't know the
113.
answer here.
So it's 107 to 113. So Petco has effectively a 2-pip lead in the race. So he can make this play with a 2-pip lead in the race, but with Herb holding the cube, he's probably a slight underdog. Or you can hit and cover, and then it becomes very volatile because Herb can win gammons if he hits the 3, and Petco can win some gammons if Herb fans because Herb's got enough outside. So he decides not to mix it up.
If the score is reversed, I bet you he would make the other play.
So that's a close.
It's a close call. But again, the score has a factor. If you're winning, you want to be a little bit less gammonish.
Yeah. If Herb was winning 2-0, that may well have flipped the play. All right, I gotta go play my last chance match.
Good luck. Chris Trencher won his match by forfeit, so he'll be back shortly. Sometimes in last chance that happens. People leave town and say, the heck with it. And why should I come all the way, stay an extra day, and have to play Chris Trencher? Which is, Chris is gone. That means I have to say something intelligent about the plays. That's a lot of pressure. How about nice play? Is that intelligent? It's as smart as I get. Nice roll. 11 pips is 3 pips better than the average. It's tempting to go into the 4-point. I like that. Walter Trice taught us that stacking the 4 in a straight race is a good place to be. But you want to get your checkers in as efficiently as possible, too. You can't take them off until you get them in. But I also read an article by Walter Trice saying people emphasize that too much. That distribution is also very important. 3-2 is not my play. I would have come off the 6 there. Like to see that one in the computer. I guess when you're leading, though, you're supposed to slot the little points, and when you're behind in the race, you play for big numbers. Great roll by Petco, 16 pips. Do you go to the ace or you go to the deuce? I go to the deuce because of the stack 6-point, but I can certainly see the logic of filling the ace point, but Petco made my play. I think it's close between those two plays. Here again, I think you play to the deuce. If you're going to roll aces, you're. No, he's winning. Maybe you do go to the ace. I really don't know this play. Can't be very wrong to do either one. Herb needs doubles. Double 2 is not a horrible roll, but it's not great. It's only the average 8 pips.
Do you pronounce it herb or herb?
When I'm eating them, it's a herb. When I'm eating foods, it's herbs. But when I'm playing backgammon against them, it's herb. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy Tellerico asking a stupid question. Oh, I meant a nice question. Thank you, Tommy. Tommy Tellerico, one of the great favorite characters in backgammon.
You have to, like, you have somebody.
Ah, Gio Harvey going to join me here.
How you doing, Phil?
Wonderful. I know you're doing well.
I know.
I see your name still alive there.
Yeah, well,
That's
you know.
great. What are
It
you
is what
live
it
in?
Last chance now.
Last chance.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
and I finished third in the super jackpot. So
Third in the
that was
super
very
jackpot.
nice.
That's
Yep,
fabulous for a guy with your intellect. That's great.
Exactly. You know, you gotta scrounge that blind squirrel deal. All right, 2 engineers here, so that's got to be mesmerizing, right? One's a marine engineer, and the other one was consulting engineer.
No, actually, Herb, if you go to every airport in the United States and you look at the ugliest structure that holds the radar and stuff, Herb designed it. That's Herb.
Designed that.
If it's ugly and it's on an airport, it's Herb's.
Okay, perfect. That shaves it down.
And Petco's also in the import business with his wife.
Oh, he told me that his wife had a business, but he was on ships for a long time.
Yeah,
which
he
is
does.
where he learned to
Right.
play backgammon.
The,
Plus, he's
the
funny.
bottom line is they're both smart.
Yeah,
They're both smart guys.
and Petco's got that Eastern European sense of humor.
Yep. This is
super
gin.
ebullient.
Game over. I don't mind at all Herb's take there. Even though he rolled double 6 and double 5, he couldn't win the race. There's a lesson there.
Okay, cool.
Good
You
luck,
ready
Gio.
now, Joe?
Are you going to play Joe Urso? Why don't you just forfeit?
Beat him yesterday
Yeah, he's
in the jackpot.
GL. You were nobody 4 years ago. Now you're a somebody. Now you're a somebody. Good luck. All right, 4-0's a big lead in a 9-point match. If I'm Herb Roman, I start playing what's called Gammon Go from the very opening. If I had a 5-2, I'd bring 2 down if I were Herb, and if I'm Petco, I would split. So Herb did not make the play I would have made. I play Gammon Go when I'm losing, and I play Gammon Save when I'm winning. And I'm going to have to talk to my buddy Herb about that 5-2. I think you bring 2 down with 5-2, 5-4, 3-2, and 4-3 when you're behind in the match. That's Gammon Go play. Herb is more than anyone I know, a creature of habit. For 22 years straight, he had lunch at the same Chinese restaurant, and when I asked him why, he said he liked it. I couldn't go to the same restaurant twice in 1 week, or even in 1 month bothers me. That's a nice roll for Herb. That's what he wanted. Double 5 or a 5-3. Petco dances. It's still nowhere near a double. Even though he's behind and even though he got a good sequence. This is also a good sequence. Makes the anchor, makes the bar. The bar is still very important when your opponent's on the 24 because it stops his 6s. Now Herb's looking at, because of the score, I would give it some thought. I probably wouldn't double, but I certainly would give it some thought, and it might be right at this score. You know what? At this score, it could easily be right. And Herb agrees. I think Petco has an easy take, and he agrees. Grab the cube without any thought. Herb rolls what we call nothing, a nothing roll. Petco needs a 4-3. He's got to come in with the 1 because if he comes in with the 4, well, he could come up with the 4 and move up from the 24. He might do that. Yeah. As opposed to creating another blot on the other side. Yeah, his 4 is bad on the other side, gives him Herb good 6s. It puts a third checker back. When you're winning, you play gammon averse. You play gammon save a little bit more. And bringing another checker down does get him gammon more because that third checker back adds a lot of gammon. So I can understand this play, but it's ugly. It's an ugly roll. Coming in on the 1 at least anchors, and that stops some gammons too. And if he doesn't get hit here, he's got a better game. He's got a heck of a game, by the way, if he doesn't get hit here. This is my play, and I'm sticking to it. And if Petco doesn't make it, I'm probably wrong. This play is worth a lot of time. It's a very important play for the match. Could turn out to be the play for the match. You never know. If he makes the other play and gets hit, it could be disaster. If he makes this play and Herb rolls a 6-2, 3-2, double 3, he's going to be very sorry about this play. So that's exactly what Petco's doing. You heard when Chris was here, he went through all the rolls that were good and bad. That's what good players do. And the more you do it, the faster you can do it. A lot of people say, God, that takes too long. But not if you do it a lot. Like I just called out the really good rolls for Herb on this play. Double 3, I didn't mention, is also an incredibly good roll for Herb. This is my play. I make this play. And Petco agrees with me. He must be off his game. 6 is huge. Double 5 is not what Herb wanted. Not terrible, but not what he wanted. He would have loved the 6. This is not what Petco wanted. This does nothing for him. Yeah, they're good for the race, but does this look like a race to you? Doesn't look like a race to me. I like Herb's position now, especially if he could make the 4 point, which he can, but at a big cost. He's good. I think you slot it. I'm slotting the 4. You either slot or play safe. The slot is huge and to a monster advantage if he gets away with it. And that's what I do when I'm losing. I take bigger chances. I would slot the 4. Do it, Herb. Do it. Come on, baby. This is exciting. Do it for the fans. Do it for the fans. You don't care about the fans? He doesn't care about the fans. He only cares about himself. This is not that exciting. Would it be wrong for me to go in there and ask him to make it more exciting? They're right in the next room. I could do it very quickly. Thank you, thank you. Do it. Do it. I think it's the best play, by the way. He needs that point. Yes, it's devastating if he rolls a 3. But if you don't make that play and he rolls a 3, a lot of those 3s are going to be pretty good anyway. There's a real good chance that I could be right. I can't say that very often. Good play, Herbie. Big, big roll right here. See, you like big, big rolls when you're losing. You want gambling. It was a stupid play. What a horrible play he made. How the hell could he do that? What an idiot. Am I going to dig him with that later on? I'm going to really point to that play about how stupid he was. I can't wait to rib him about that play. Can we erase this tape so I don't go on record as having agreed? That's a super roll from Petco. He needed to come in or hit. Now Herb desperately needs 6s and 4s. The wrong 4, but that's not bad. That's actually not bad at all. Makes the point, holds his board, doesn't crack. Oh, what a roll for Petco. Oh my God. A 5. Now Herb has to have a 6 or he's in big, big trouble. He got it. He got it. Great roll for Herb. Now Petco, it looks like he could easily break. Petco gets a nice low roll. Goes to the ace. He's hoping again. Herb does not roll a 6. Herb would love a 6 with 2 blots in the inner board. He would run. Okay, rolling small is good here. Prime versus prime. Anything can happen in these games. I love them. So Petco breaks his prime first. Now Herb will run out with a 6 or a 5. This was a big improvement for Herb. So he slotted the 4. He got hit, and he still looks good. If he can get out of there, and he, oh my God, Herb, don't you know how to roll? Oh my goodness. He has to leave a shot or break his 6 or 5 point. I'm breaking the 6 point. Leaving a shot isn't the end of the world when your opponent has 2 blots, but I still was a horrible, horrible roll sequence for Herb. He was on top of the world there for a minute. Uh-oh, hit and cover. 2 of my favorite words together. Herb needs a 1. Or a double 3. Nope. Now, does Petco redouble, winning 4-0? No. Oh, ho, ho. 1, 2, 3, 4. It works. Look how fast he saw that. Took me a minute. Coming in is good. You got to hit. You have to hit. Otherwise, you're just giving up, even though it's risky. 4 is big here. This is huge. Oh, my God. I really feel for Herb. He played valiantly and well and with gusto and guts, and it didn't work. Winning 4-0, holding a 2 cube. You don't give a 4 cube back too quickly. He's got also a reasonable chance to win a gammon and win 4 points and go up 8-0. So that's another reason that Petco's not redoubling. He's clearing now while he can, while his opponent's on the bar. If he didn't clear, he might have a problem next time if Herb came in, and he did. Petco does not want a double 4. That's his bogey roll. He's going to play on, hope to get a gammon. Herb was very, very unlucky with that 4-3. That was not his only unlucky roll of the match, but that was a terrible, terrible roll and a big swing. That one roll, which is not uncommon in backgammon. That happens. All he needed to do was roll a 5 or a 6. And even if he didn't roll a 5 or a 6, he could roll a 2-3 or something that doesn't crack. Very bad luck for Herb. (6-3) was the only bad roll for Petco there, and he got by with it. Herb's got a run. Herb's still in this match a little bit if he doesn't get gammon. 6-0 isn't the end of the world, but 8-0 is. It may as well be. Nothing leaves a shot, and you take 2 checkers off. Why not? I'm taking 3 off. What else can you do? You can clear the 4 point, but why not take 3 off? The good news is if you leave a shot later on, and the more checkers you have off, you can still win. And you win more gammons by taking more checkers off. Even if the other plays a little safer, this is probably right. He's got to worry about 2s. Herb could still save this gammon with a double. And of course, Petco could easily miss here with ones. Come in with the 1, come around with the 4, hope for 6, 1, 5, 1, 4, 1, 3, 1. Uh-oh. It's a sure gammon, unless he rolls doubles, or unless Petco rolls some ones. There's doubles. Bring it in. Come out. If Petco rolls a 1, Herb's got a good chance of getting off the gammon. He rolls a 1 on the next 2 rolls. Herb needs doubles, and he needs to see Petco roll a 1. He needs a big roll here. He got a big roll. Good. Good for Herb. Petco rolls a 1. He's favored to get off the gammon, but there's still some gammon rolls. Nope. 8-0 Crawford, which means that Herb can't double for 1 game, and which means that Herb's goose is almost cooked. And gammons really don't matter either way at this score. Herb wins the gammon. Doesn't really help him that much. So both players should play just to win the game. It's called DMP, double match point. And you should think about that before the first roll because that can affect your opening rolls. I think I would still make the 5 point with a 3-1. Take the cube off the table. Put it off the table. See, I wouldn't even have it on the table so that someone doesn't actually. Good call by Herb. Call a timeout. By the way, I'm assuming it's Herb. I asked my co-commentator the other day, which one do you think called the timeout? He said the one that has to pee. Okay, we'll take a little break here. I can always use a break too. And you can use a break from my voice. It's because of your accent. Texas? Yeah, I lived in Dallas for 10 years. Right, right. They don't teach math in Texas. I lived in Dallas for 10 years. Went to University of Texas. Where are you from?
Waco.
Oh, Waco, way out there. I had some
In
good
the heart
friends
of
in Waco.
Texas.
Yeah, way out there, way out west.
So where you live now?
Now I live not far from here, about an hour north, near Palm Beach. And I spent half my time in New York. I did
Palm
that.
Beach, yeah. Hot dog, yeah.
Oh, that's why it's confusing.
Well, now, see. You know what? Just 'cause I'm a girl doesn't mean I'm dumb.
So the winner of this match, which might be Petco, is going to play the winner of Steve Sachs and Lev Rosenfeld. Lev is a very fine player from Israel. Steve Sachs, we all know, is one of the great giants and top players and recently won several tournaments. The biggest win he's had recently is the Monte Carlo Open. That's not the Monte Carlo World Championship, it's the tournament before. But everybody who was in that Monte Carlo Championship just about is in the Open as well. So it's a hell of a win. It's a very prestigious tournament to win. And Steve has, he told me 130 trophies approximately at home. I don't know of anybody in backgammon who has more trophies than Steve. So if Steve, whichever one wins, it's going to be an exciting match against either Petco or Herb. If you want to make a bet on this match and you want to bet on Herb, give me a call. 8-0. What are your odds of winning at 8-0? In a match to 9, I have a table that tells us what the odds are, assuming 2 equal players, and they're not equal. We all know that Petco's better than Herb. So 8 away, 1 away, Crawford. Wow. Wow, he still got 7%. Herb could win this game 7 times out of this match, 7 times out of 100, especially with this position that he's in right now. Wow. He cannot double, or else he certainly would. Again, winning a gammon doesn't get you any closer to winning the match. See, Herb is blitzing here. Why? He's got 3 interboard points. He's got a blitzing type position. Gammons don't matter, so I'm not sure blitzing is the right idea. I'm not positive I would make that play. But you got to give Herb guts. Every time he's hit loose or slotted, he's been clobbered. And this time he gets away with it. He'd love to have a 2 or a 9. 7 does very little. Okay, hits again, comes down. You want more builders on that side of the board. You don't worry about the other side of the board. When you're blitzing, it's all about what's happening on the Western Front. Hitler got excited and split his forces, and it hurt his blitz. But Herb's not going to do that. Herb would like to come in here. He just rolled a double 3. That's not smart. All right, that's smarter. Coming in and hitting is much better than dancing. That's a very good roll for Herb. That might be his first. Poor guy's had no luck in this match. Oh, double 2. Isn't the end of the world. He's going to hit and come up, or safety. He's safetying because, again, he's outboarded. I might have thought about a different play there, but if Petco makes a quick play confidently, he's probably right. He doesn't make too many blunders. I've seen blunders. In the very first match of this tournament that we streamed with him, he made a huge, a 0.4 blunder on a cube. And he made another blunder later, I think, against Matt. He had a 5-2 where he could have hit, and it looked like he didn't see it. Matt told me later he wasn't sure the hit would be better anyway. Fantastic roll for Petco. That keeps him in the game forever. Okay, he's got one more. I would bring it down or around. They look very similar to me. I'm not sure which play I would make at all. Ones do get hit less. Yeah. Nice roll. Nice roll. You got to love Petco in this match and in this game. I mean, Herb's in this game. I'm sorry, I got it backwards. Herb's a big favorite in this game. Yeah, please don't call me for a bet on that one. I blew that comment. Get out of there. Just come out. Come on. No accidents that way. You don't have to worry about double 2 and double 4. Yeah, boy. That a boy. Yeah, looks like we're going to have more action after this game. And then if Herb wins, what's his equity if he wins? He goes from 7% to 11%. He gains 4% equity if he wins this game as far as his chances of winning the match. How do I know this? I copied the darn Kazaros table. Thank you, Neil Kazaros, for figuring these things out. And even XG uses that, incorporates it. When XG was formed, Xavier brought in 3 of us to work with him and consult. Mochi, Neil Kazaros, and me. Brains and beauty. And we all added a lot to the interface and to the logic of XG. And now the XG has been bought, and I'm with a team that's also helping the new XG improve. It's going to be better, just a matter of time. Everybody's anxious to see how it's going to be better, but it will be much better. How long it takes, I have no idea. I'm like a deer with no eyes, no idea. You know what a deer with no eyes and no legs is like? Still no idea. There's my jokes for the game. I'm only allowed 1 per game. I've been limited. This is kind of an ugly roll, but with Petco's board being what it is, I wouldn't be too worried about leaving an indirect shot here. Again, if gammons mattered, you might be more aggressive, but gammons just don't matter at the score. If Herb had 1, then gammons would matter. Way is what counts. When you're an odd number away, it's an extra game either way. And someday I'll explain that so you can understand it. Nice roll for Herb. The dice have awakened, have switched a little bit. But he's by no means won this game. But don't bet against him. Don't bet against him. There's some bad rolls here. 4-1 is not one of them. Just bring it in. Normally, Petco would be very worried about the checker on the 24 and getting gammon, but since gammons don't matter, he's happy to leave it there and see if he can get a shot. See, in a normal score where gammons matter, he would think seriously now about coming up with that 3. But instead, I would make the point to stay back. You don't worry about getting gammon. See, that's why you need to be aware of the score. If gammons mattered, you might not come. You probably wouldn't stay on the 24. Herb's going to play it quietly. I would play 3-2. I'd rather have a spare on the high point than on the low points. I like this play. Now Petco's run out of time. Herb very, very nicely stops the clock. Gives him a restart when the checkers drop. Very, very bad roll for Petco. He's got a break. That means if Herb leaves a shot, his chances of still winning go way up. He's got to hit loose and come in. This is forced. Both moves are forced. And Herb plays the forced moves almost as well as anybody. There's no other legal move for Oh, the humanity. Do I feel for poor Herb? What a nice guy to see this happen to. You'd like to see a closer match too for the fans. It's just painful to watch. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for Herb. I'm not saying that Petco doesn't deserve to win because of his skill, but you'd like to see some. He's not this much better than Herb. Herb's a pretty darn good player to get clobbered like this. But I've seen it happen to Mochi. It happens to all of us. That's a pretty bad roll for Petco. Herb's back in the game. He's back in this game. He wasn't out of it anyway, but this is a good turn of events. He's favored to come in. He does, and he safeties that. No, Herb. You don't safety that way. Okay. No. There it goes. There it goes. Herb can't believe he rolled a good roll. He didn't know what to do with it because it's his first good roll. What do I do when I roll a good number? I don't know what to do. It hasn't happened to me in a long time. The 5 is forced. I like this play. Why move into a double shot? I don't see much choice. 8. Wow, what do you know? Petco finally missed one. He finally missed one. He blocks the 6s. There's 16 rolls that don't get by. 16 bad rolls for Herb, and he didn't roll one of them, so he's going to go by. There's no choice here. Keep going. He's thinking about making the ace point. I think that's silly because you're leaving a direct and an indirect. The other way, you're just leaving a direct and bringing it home faster. Oh, no, don't do. That's it. That's the play, Herb. Thank you. You make me look smart when you make my play, right? And here he's going to roll a 4 for sure. We knew this because everything's going wrong for Herb in every way that it could. But he still hasn't lost. Ah, what a finally, attaboy, Herb. That wins the game. We're going to see more action. That makes up for a couple of his bad rolls. I would have hated to see Herb lose this game. It looked like he was going to lose there for a second. What a great roll, double 5s. How about if he wins the match now? Wouldn't that be fun? Not for Petco, not for Petco's fans. Every roll makes somebody happy, which means every roll makes somebody unhappy. So Herb goes up to 11% equity in the match by winning this game from 7 to 11. I didn't know that offhand that it was 4% difference to win this game. And if you won a gammon, it would have been about the same. If I were Petco, I would say, oh, how lucky could you be? That's why I've lost some teeth along the way, making comments like that. He gave up only because he should. 8-1 post Crawford. Herb should double on the first roll. Petco has a free drop because Herb has an odd number of points. If Herb rolls a very good opening roll and Petco rolls lousy and then Herb doubles, Petco can drop without any penalty. We're trying to find the post Crawford button. There it is. Petco's calling a timeout. He's bummed out that he had such bad luck. Bad luck. You should call a timeout. Poor Petco. He's laughing. So you can text me any questions, 312-543-0522. And I'll try to answer them or try to respond. I'm getting some good texts from Bob Zavril and others. Alex Ashigian is giving me some good advice and comments. Good morning, Matt. You're waiting for your next match, right?
The winner of Kimon and Carlos.
Yeah, they're being streamed on Stream 2. You want to join me here? Matt Cohn-Geyer waiting for his next match. Congratulations on playing very well so far and getting as far as you have.
Thanks. Yeah, hopefully I can continue.
Well, you played your last match according to David. Did you see that? You played at 2.6 and David played at 2.5.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought I didn't play very well, but I guess.
Well,
it's
you had that
okay.
one blunder.
Yeah, I had
And if
the
you
one.
can have a blunder and play at 2.6,
It was really bad.
yeah, if I have a blunder, I play at 9.3. In fact, I'm
Okay.
lucky if I only have a blunder. You can see what's going on in this match,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it
I-
hasn't been fun for Herb. He hasn't until that last game. He never had a good roll.
Okay. Well, it looks like he's losing this game too, but maybe he can make a back game out of it. You know.
Let me just see if you're smart.
Mhm.
At,
They make the 3-point here.
at 1 away, 8 away post
Oh, he's
Crawford.
gonna try to
Oh, yep.
make this back game. Okay.
At 1 away, 8 away post Crawford. What's your equity?
Not good.
You know, you're exactly right.
That's why they call me
I
genius.
researched. Yeah, that's why you're the genius, right? It's not good. It's 11%.
I think you should have made the 3-point with the 3-2, just because you don't want to be stuck behind a prime. But this could be, this could lead to an interesting game if he gets a lot of blots hit. He should probably hit twice, right?
I don't like making the 2-point when I've got a back game. I don't like that's too low.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is you have a very poorly timed back game, right? Your back game is like dead. So you need to make a better anchor or get more men sent back to
Yeah,
make a better anchor
right.
somehow.
I'm leaving blots. I'm
Yeah.
playing Pasco Gammon.
Yeah.
I'm leaving blots.
Now you have 2 men behind the anchor, plus you need to roll a double to get those checkers moving. You need to roll like double 2, double 4, double 3.
When you have an ill-timed back game, you either have to fight like crazy to get it timed, or you have to get off the back game.
Yeah, this is. Wait, he rolled double deuce.
Yeah, he
He
could.
didn't make the 5-point?
I would've come
Oh my
up.
God.
Yeah, bad play.
Yeah,
Herb, there's only one word for that: bad play.
yeah. I mean,
You have a bad time back game, and you can improve it by playing a 2-5 game, which doesn't need anywhere near as much timing.
yeah, I mean, he's trying to go forward, but you can't go forward and you have 4 men back and your opponent has an anchor.
Well,
This is
now
a
he
great
does it.
roll.
Now he
Yeah,
does it.
this is a tremendous roll. I mean, he's still losing the race, but he can make a game out of it, right? Just, yeah, try to do this, play from the 5-point, control the outfield.
Yeah, but he should have done that with double twos.
Sure,
Absolutely.
but double 3s at least allows him to correct course. But he would have been in great danger if he didn't roll like a double 3 or something.
This is a very fine roll for Petco.
Yeah,
Do you
this is a
go all
great
the way?
roll.
I think I go all the
Uh,
way.
2 for sure.
I keep
Those
going.
2 for sure. If you make the 9-point, it looks like you're kind of, yeah, I like your play. It looks like you're just kind of stripped out there and you're not really
All right,
going
let
to
me-
get him to crack.
Let me get a recording of you saying you like my play. I haven't heard you say that very often. How many years have I known you? 20 years now, is it? And I've never heard of those words. I like your play. I got to record that. Has it
got it
been
on,
20 years? When did you graduate from college? That's when you came to Chicago and I met you. What year?
That was
You know what year you
2007?
graduated,
That was
huh?
18 years ago.
18 years. Okay, I said
Yeah.
about 20 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you look younger now than you do then?
Oh wow, look at
'cause I
this
look
roll.
at
He
it.
hits
Yeah.
and covers.
Yeah.
He's got a 4-point board, 5th point slotted.
And
If he can
advance.
make the 3-point, it's like a monster game.
It's called a 10. He needs
Yeah,
a
he
10.
needs a 10.
He needs a 10.
Double 5 is the best 10.
All right, bring a checker down to cover. No, no.
I think you got to get out.
Really?
I
I'm
don't know. You
coming
got a
down.
lot of men back, and if you create, you can't lift. I don't think you can lift.
I would have come down to get the cover.
I mean,
I don't care about getting gammoned.
it's true you don't care about getting gammoned.
You would have come out. That
I don't know.
shocks me.
I don't know, but it is a lot of men back, and like if you get hit with a 3 after coming down, you're just totally disconnected, and I think you just lose from there. I don't think you can afford to do this, but I mean, maybe you could just win the race. It is certainly possible to win the race. Petco probably has to come out here, and he does so.
He's giving him a 6 and a 9, but that looks better than getting stuck back there and stacking.
Right, potentially leaving a second blot at some
So
point.
Herb's hitting. Where's the 4? Pretty.
4 is probably up from the back, right?
Yeah,
You got to get that checker moving.
that checker's not doing you any good back there.
Yeah, you want it in the outfield.
And
I mean, you could make the 16 point, but I don't really think so.
Good play, Herbie. Matt got to know Herb pretty well when he lived in Chicago because Herb was part of our chouette and we played all the time.
And okay.
Could the dice be changing towards Herb a little bit now? Could
I mean,
be.
there's a potential
You
gammon.
don't make the ace point for sure, right?
Not so sure.
I wasn't so
Not,
sure
not
either.
so sure about that one. I think I would have maybe
Yeah,
made the ace.
he didn't stop and look at it.
Yeah,
either.
yeah. I mean, you would have a 5-point board instead of a 4 prime.
I
so.
guarantee you he should have looked at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And this is
And
not like
you-
Herb to play
You
fast.
really like to win a gammon.
Yeah.
You should
I have
probably
never-
do it here as well. Yeah. Now,
I've
now
never
he
said
sees
these
it.
words before. Herb played too fast. I've never said those words before.
I think he just didn't see it last roll. Now he sees it.
In 40 years, I've never said Herb played too fast.
Yeah.
I've said he played half-assed.
I mean, you do have the bar point. If he rolls an ace, I don't know. You could just make the 14. Play with no blots. If he rolls an ace, you have him kind of trapped back there. This is definitely the double match point play. So it's probably a good play to just do this. You also control some of his escaping numbers,
Yeah.
3-5 and whatnot.
But this is not double match point. Herb would like a gammon.
Yeah, yeah. But he also really wants to win the game because it's
Oh, I
really,
forgot
really
about
bad
that.
to
He
lose
wants
the
to
game.
win?
It's really bad when you lose the game.
Huh. Never thought of that. Maybe that's been my problem. Got to win the game. I never realized that.
So 6, you can jump out and leave 22 numbers.
I'm coming out.
If you come down,
I'm coming out.
you're moving 6 pips. At least those help towards saving a gammon.
I'm coming out.
You don't get hit and possibly fan for a while and get gammon.
I
You do
think
leave. You do leave like some shifty double 2, double 4, double
I'd
3,
hate to
double
get
1.
hit inside with a 7 or 8. That's why I'm coming out.
Well, you'd prefer to get hit inside than outside.
I only about half. Steve Sachs won his match. We're going to see some more really good players advancing. Looks
Nice.
like Petco's favored to advance. Matt Kungai's in there. We're going to have some hell of games, matches coming up with great players. And of course, the winner of the Survivor is going to end up playing David Wells, another great player. Congratulations, Steve. And I own Steve in the Calcutta, and I got a piece of David Wells. The only guy I root against is Matt Kongaier. I got no piece of you.
No piece.
This is my play.
I kind of like coming down.
You
Just-
do.
Yeah, I mean, this is a lot of shots, and you don't have any returns when you get hit. I mean,
Isn't it horrible to get hit inside here?
it's worse to get hit outside than inside
I don't think
because you don't. You'd rather he hits with a 7 and you can roll a 3 back than
I see.
you not have a return shot. I mean, the double 2 and double 4 are like the really bad numbers where you just get like blitzed, right?
Okay. Now he's going to give himself a 6 to cover. Play big. Play big.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Herbie. Herbie. This is not exciting for the fans. You got to
It's
make it
also-
more exciting.
It's also pretty hard to improve this position. You need double ace to make your ace point, right?
Hate that. I hate that play.
I guess you still have double 4, but you need, yeah. You're also not like worried about getting gammoned at this score, you know.
It's
Gammon
also
doesn't cost you anything.
it's a lot easier to make a point if it's slotted.
Yeah, you have to come out with a 4. That's not legal. This is not a legal play. You
It-
should
it-
make
it-
the bar with a 3 and come out with
yeah,
a
if
4.
Petco doesn't catch it.
This is
No, he
not
moved,
legal.
Yep, he moved illegally.
Okay. 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 Aha.
That's
This is
that's
this
the
is the
legal
original.
position.
I mean, you want to get off the anchor. Okay, Phil's gonna help him. They can't remember what the start was. This is actually the legal position. You want to get off the anchor. Like, you don't really want to be on that anchor anymore. Because, you know, those checkers are just gonna get disconnected, and then you're gonna get trapped on the anchor or stuck if you roll a number like 3-2 and you can't get out. Double 4 is a tremendous roll. I mean,
You know,
you
I
couldn't
play
ask for anything better.
I play it the same way, by the way.
Yeah. Ace, very good. Potentially saving some gammons if he doesn't get hit
Yeah,
here.
He's going to roll a 9 and make the prime, or he's going to hit.
I mean, he will hit if he can.
He
But
has to hit.
sometimes he rolls like 5-3 or a number like that, 4-3.
Ones and fours to cover.
1s, 4s, and a double 5.
There you go.
1 covers. Okay, and
Wow.
this is what does he have? 9 crossovers outside.
This would be an epic match to win for Herb if he's back in this match. He's going to have a chance.
Herb is a favorite to win a gammon.
Right. It's going to be 8-5. He's got a hell of a chance in this match now.
Yeah, well, it's not gin. There's no such thing as a gin gammon. But
There is such a thing as a gin gammon. You're wrong. I'll show you a gin gammon.
I know.
Not if I'm playing it, but if a normal player is playing it, it's a gin gammon.
It's not meant to be taken literally.
I've been taught not to have this configuration. To avoid
I think it's okay here. You like to keep the 6 point.
this. Unless you roll a 1, you get to an awkward position like this.
Yeah,
I don't
but-
put all my spares on the 6 and 5 when he's on the bar. I just don't do it.
Yeah, I mean,
It's wrong.
well, I don't know
I'll
if
show it to you.
I don't know if there was a better play available.
Well, I would have stopped and
There
looked
might
at
have
it.
there might have been a better play available. But you do like to kind of have spares on high points when the gammon race is close, like it is here. I mean, Herb is a favorite to win a gammon, but it's hardly gin. And if Petco rolls a 6, I think he's actually a favorite to save, right? Double 6, he's definitely a favorite to save now.
Wow. What does Herb need to do? Oh, hey. Good response. The gammon's
So
back
it's-
in play.
What is it? It's 7, 8, 9, 10 crossovers? 5 roll, 5 roll?
Gammon's back in play.
Yeah. Petco is a favorite to save. But it's very close, right?
Very close. Yep.
Okay, okay.
There it is.
Less close.
There it is.
Now that should save it.
There
Herb
it is.
needs 2 doubles in a row.
This is my fault. I said it was going to be a gammon, that he's back in the match, and he's going to listen to the tape later, and he's going to call me and tell me I blew it for him. I know how this works. All right. You gave him no gammon?
Yeah.
Again, because Herb has an odd score, Petco has a free drop, which means if Herb doubles and he's got an edge, Petco can just drop the cube without any real loss of equity.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, the clock's running, but hopefully it won't make too much difference.
If it's barely a drop, he might take it anyway because
Right.
he would keep his free drop.
Right. If you roll something like 6-5 and you roll 3-1, I think you should take that. Whereas you would pass it like 8-7.
So if it's real close, he doesn't use the free
So
drop.
if he rolls a 6 here, I guess he can take, even though it would be a pass at 8-7.
Yeah, now he's not passing.
Yeah, he's not
This is a
passing
great
this
roll for Petco. But Herb should still double. There's no
Yeah.
point in waiting when your opponent has a free
Yeah,
drop.
I mean, you could roll like a number like a double 6 and he misses,
Yeah.
and then you're a favorite.
There is absolutely no reason for Herb to not double here.
You're definitely not too good.
Yeah, that's a brain fart.
Yeah.
Come on, Herbie, get your head in this game. You're my buddy. I want to see you do better, even if you lose.
I think you should make the 5 and 3 even in spite of
See, when your
Uh,
opponent does not have a free drop, you can play games with the cube, but not when he has a free drop.
I mean,
Ugh.
this is probably okay. Also, just play a racing game.
Slot the 5.
Well, I was thinking about making the 5 and 3 just because he's not even going to hit you with an ace, even at the score. But this just turns it into a race where I think you're at least ahead in the race. It's not gin, but you're kind of happy to get into a race, not leave a shot later.
When we say something is gin, we mean something is almost certain.
Right.
It's a term that's used that when you play a card game, my favorite game, you play gin rummy, that's the best thing that could happen. It's certain you've won big. Hey, he remembered.
He did. He did.
Thank you for waking up, Herb.
If he rolls double 5s and he misses, he'll have lost his market. Okay, 6-4.
It's hard to lose your market, though, when his take point is .024.
It's 50% here, right?
Oh, that's right, 50%. That's when you don't have a free drop.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's 50%. You're right. 49% you lost your market. That's right.
It's a big difference between 0 and 50.
Yeah. I'm not used to shopping. I don't know about the market. You made me eat healthy food yesterday when we went to lunch.
That was good food.
That was very good. We had a tuna bowl. It was great.
This is just a mutual holding game where, Petco kind of likes this game because he's basically impossible to get gammon, but it's just going to be whoever rolls the first double and wins the race is going to be the winner. I mean, maybe there will be a shot at a late point.
Well, the big roll was Petco's double 4. That put
Yeah,
him into this
yeah.
position. That means he could take the cube and not get gammon and play forever.
Right.
So that was a huge roll for Petco. But there'll be more huge rolls before this game is over.
Sure.
That's backgammon.
The checkers do have to engage at some point. Maybe not yet, but if he rolls a 1, he won't hit unless it's like double 1s. 6-4 just dumps a checker behind. Wait to cover those blots later, I guess.
You like 3 blots? I don't like 3 blots.
I mean,
I like
you could
this.
do this, but
I don't like
you're
3
losing the
blots.
7 point. You got some. You could get stranded out there. I guess.
Make
I
the
guess
deuce,
you're
slide.
losing the race, right? You are losing the race, so you maybe don't want him to run out off his anchor. This is not great.
If he brings it in, he's afraid of his 6s after that, so he's thinking about saving a 6.
Also makes the ace, but the 3 is pretty ugly. You like to make your ace point
Yeah.
because you want to build your board. It's likely that
Oh,
that is a
another nice double
joker.
4 for Petco.
Yeah, I mean, Petco is almost out of time, but if you roll doubles, it kind of helps your timing.
How do you play this?
I would think you come out with 2 and move the other 2, just like that.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Looks-
Now you have the 9 point to play with. If you roll an ace, you can play inside your board, and if you roll, you have some time to wait to clear the 16.
Oh, Herb, why do this?
Yeah, it
Trying to
doesn't
say-
look right.
No,
You're
bring it in.
you're killing the checker on the 3 point
Yeah,
by
bring
doing
it
this.
in. Bring it in.
Yeah, that way you have 2 covers. And if you play 4 to 2, the checker on the 3 point is actually dead. Whereas here, if you roll an ace, you might be able to use it efficiently.
Yeah, I don't like that play either. Technically, not good.
4-3. You
I
can
come in.
clear the 9, but then you're leaving a shot on any 6, and you let him move freely off the 18 point. Oh, you
I
can
like
do this.
I
yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
This is the play.
Yeah, you don't rate to get gammoned. I mean, it's hard to leave a second blot, and you only have 3 crossovers on the 9 point. Whereas if you clear the 9, you can leave 2 blots in the outfield. If you break your board, then you're kind of delaying the problem. Races up by 11 and 4, up 15 and 3, up 18 minus 4. You're up 14 after the roll as Petco. So this seems like a decent play to me. I mean, the problem with this is you have that blot on the ace point. Like, you'd rather have a closed board when you do this than
Yeah, but if you don't volunteer now, it's likely that Herb's board will be better.
Possibly. Not so clear. He only has a 4 to cover.
4s and 7s.
Yeah, the 7 leaves a shot.
I like this play a lot.
There was also like clearing the 5-point or something. That could have also been an idea, but you are wasting in the race by doing that. There's a 7. What about just covering? He has a blot on his ace point. You need to build a board at some point. You're losing the race.
It's a little dangerous if your opponent rolls a 2, and he did.
Well,
Yeah.
you're losing the race anyway. You got to hit him at some point, or you're
Uh-huh.
just gonna lose. or I guess you could roll double 6.
He better
or
hit him
something.
now.
Yeah.
He better hit him now. He
Yeah.
does. And
Yeah.
look, now I do agree with the lift.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you're winning the race,
Yeah.
and your opponent has a strong board.
All right, that was a very good roll for Herb. Big roll for Herb.
His goal is to just win the race and not get hit.
Yep.
And so he'll get there and get off of double 5s by playing 15 to 14.
Yep. You can see him pointing to the 5s.
Yeah.
Good call. Good play.
4-6. It's still a very close game.
Yep. Very tricky.
Yeah.
Oh.
Double ace can shift.
Yep.
Beautiful roll.
Nice play, Herb.
Yeah.
Nice play. He did it quickly too. It
Yeah.
had to be right.
Yeah. No, it was a great roll.
Okay, 5s pick and pass.
Yeah. Double 4 is probably the best.
5s pick
5.
and pass.
Yeah.
Pick and pass for sure because
Yeah.
look at Petco's board.
Yeah. You can't really win a gammon at this point without a miracle, and
This is right.
you really don't want to get hit.
All right,
Man,
that's good
okay.
for Herb. He finally danced.
Yeah, as long as Herb doesn't get hit, this game is like basically over.
Yeah, make the point.
You can leave no shots by playing 11 to 2.
You got to
But-
bring him home.
Yeah. No, I think you're right. You just leave 2
Got to
shots.
bring him home.
Uh,
Petco's too nice a guy
You
to
have
hit.
to, you have to. It gives you numbers to make your 5-point or your 6-point. That one's even better.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Even better than
bro.
making a point.
Fantastic.
Brings all the checkers home
Yep.
and basically gins the race.
All right.
Not
Herb-
going to be a gammon.
Herbie, don't give up when it's 8-0. Keep fighting. I
Yeah.
like this.
It's going to
Herb's
be
a fighter.
8-5, so 4 away.
Wow.
Yeah.
4 away is a great score to be. You turn the cube and win a gammon and win the match.
Yeah. Can be over in one game.
Right. I saw a guy lose 8 points in one roll last night.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah. and his opponent rolled double 3s.
That was a
Who did that happen to?
that was a stupid play. You know.
I don't think there's any stupid plays. There's only stupid players.
Wow. You're sitting next to one.
Am I rubbing it in? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to rub it in. Here's a memory you're trying to forget. Here I am.
No, it's okay. I'll remember it for
Yeah.
a while.
Well, thank God
Well,
I
enough
never
to
made.
mark.
Thank God I never made such a bad play. It was only a 0.14 error, and you still played at 2.6.
Yeah. No, it wasn't as bad as it normally would have been because of the score, which is
Well,
what confused
The
me
most
in the first place.
unfortunate thing about your plays, if you go back and listen to the video, you'll hear that I liked it.
Yeah, yeah.
I said I see the risk, but I would have done it too.
No, you know, I shouldn't have redoubled, and then if I didn't redouble,
Yeah.
I never would have hit because, you know, what confused me was the score, and then I don't
Yep.
know. It was kind of like a compounding thing.
I wasn't wild about your redouble. Was
Yeah,
it
yeah.
right?
No, I don't think so.
Could have been too bad to have that PR.
So 5-2, you gotta.
right.
I don't know what you do here.
Again,
Bring 2 down or split.
there's a free drop,
Right, there is a free drop.
And
He's
he's
not
not
gonna
going to use
use
it.
I don't actually think you can lose your market.
All right, Herb.
But you should
remember
double
this
anyway,
time.
just in case.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a number that makes you a favorite.
But still, what do you gain by waiting? Nothing.
Yeah, you only gain a point on the PR.
You can't. By waiting?
Yeah. Anyway, it's
I
not.
thought it would be wrong not to double. You actually could be right.
Yeah, because you can't lose your market.
Huh. Okay.
You can't actually become a favorite.
But it wouldn't ding you for doubling.
No, it won't ding you. You should just slot his 4-point. You're still trying to win a gammon. I mean, just because the guy rolled double six doesn't mean you can't win a gammon. And you want to build your board as fast as possible. So going 8-4-6-5 gives you 2 points high that are slotted, which gives you a really fast board if you roll good.
How do you play this roll?
Make the
hit
3-point. 4-3. 4-3.
Oh, 4-3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't hit
Just make
two.
the 3-point.
Make the 3-point.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have a lot of great options. Your other play is 13-6. So. Double twos can make the 4, and I guess 8-6. 13-11 doesn't really add anything to your position. It just exposes another block.
What about 23-21?
I think you like staying on the 23 point. I don't
I
think
see.
23-21 adds to your position, and it gives him some rolls to make the 4-point on your head. You might want to come up now because now you're blocked in with the bar point also. So let's say 3, but you could also stay there and play 8-2. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know
certainly
this play.
makes sense. I usually like to stay back for contact because you still want to win a gammon. And if you just get into a race, you can't win a gammon. And it's not so easy for him to attack you. I mean, he can, but if he rolls a number like 3-2, he's leaving the
I
block.
might hit off the ace here.
Yeah, I mean, every other play breaks a point. So
Hitting
if you're
off the
not
ace
if you're not going to break a point, that only leaves
Yeah.
one play.
and hitting off the ace on stacks.
Unstacks. I don't like this.
Petco, I didn't like that play at all.
I don't like breaking up your 8-point, and you get him off your ace point, which is potentially a catcher later in the game.
Maybe Petco made the gammon saves play. I don't know.
No, I mean usually you just like to make good plays, right? Like
Make good plays.
Yeah.
It never occurred to me.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
Wow.
it's at the end of the day, you're still just playing a game of backgammon, and usually a good backgammon position has, you know, kind of the same structure.
So I got Matt's law. Make good plays.
Yeah.
Very, very insightful.
Like, in this case, you should make the ace point,
Uh-huh.
even though you don't need a gammon, just because it puts the checkers to efficient use, right? This can
Cover.
make the 5.
Yeah, cover. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good play.
Gammon is still not impossible. That makes it less likely.
Make two innerboard points.
This is a monster roll.
Monster roll. It could be a nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
He needs a 2
He
right
needs
away.
He needs a Ray Fogerlin 2-6 from the bar.
I call that a Steve Mellon 2-6 from the bar.
Steve
Steve had
Mellon,
it first.
okay.
Steve had it first.
I don't know, Steve.
He was in Chicago and left right before you came, went to New York, and he hasn't been playing much. He's a very fine player.
I would get off the 18 while he's on the bar, because if he comes in, you don't want to get trapped there. You'd be leaving a 2-1 and a 2-6. That's how to get off the 18.
It was looking pretty good for Herb until that double 2. That was pretty tough. He was
It's been
fighting
an
hard to get back in
uphill
this match.
battle.
Not over now. It's not over. It's over now.
over. I hear
Open
a,
mouth and search foot.
I hear a fat lady.
Yeah. Just as I thought Herb had some ray of hope.
You know, the light at the end of the tunnel is often a train.
Off the other train. That's right. I thought of that same quote at the same time.
So
Well,
where are they now? Where does Petco go?
he plays sax, I believe. Let's see. I have
Is
it
he
right
in
here.
the Is he in the semifinals of the
I
fucking
think so.
champ?
They're in the seven. Let's see. I've got it right here.
Mhm.
Uh,
Congrats to Petco, who will advance.
they play Steve Sachs in the semis, and then you're playing
Okay, I'm playing the other semis.
the other semi against either Carlos or Kimmo.
Right. Okay.
Very good match. Thank you for your help, Matt. You should be resting up. You got a big match coming up.
Yeah. I was gonna play it. Congrats to
Semifinals of the
Petco.
fighters bracket. Pardon me?
I just said congrats to Petco.
Oh,
and,
congrats to Petco. Herb made a good fight. He losing terribly and made a good battle coming back. Stay tuned. We will probably have Matt being streamed next. It's either Sachs and Petco, but they're ready and you're not, so I'm not. We'll see.
All right.
Oh boy, thank you. I just made $100 betting on Joe Russell. Not a bad bet when you bet on Joe Russell. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks for helping.
Uh-huh.
Stay tuned. We'll have a lot more. I don't know who we're going to stream next. My guess is we're going to stream Matt. We're going to stream Matt and no, we're not going to stream Matt. Probably we're going to stream Petco.